Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first video on this channel, Grand Admiral Commentary. So I do have a second channel, Grand Admiral Theme Park, but this is my first video on this channel. And today we're going to be discussing whether the Kashyyyk arc from the unfinished Clone Wars episodes will be adapted into the Bad Batch TV show. So, I don't like to script my videos. That's the first thing I want to say to you all. I like to give my thoughts off the top of my head, really, and ramble a little bit. I don't like to ramble too much or keep things very long, but, I like to give more genuine thoughts rather than I'm going to read from a script. It's just not fun for anyone listening to that. So we're less than 2 months away now from the Bad Batch premiering. It premieres on May the 4th, and it's a spin-off of Clone Wars following Clone Force 99, Hunter, Crosshair, Wrecker, Tech, and newest member Echo, obviously Echo from Domino Squad, and the beginning of the Clone Wars. But I'm super excited for the Bad Batch. It is my most anticipated show of the year. Simply because I have a love for Clone Wars that will never end. It was my childhood. I grew up with that TV show, and it's my favourite show of all time. And Season 7 came out last year, and for the most part, it was fantastic. The Bad Batch arc and the Siege of Mandalore arc were just phenomenal. But a lot of fans noticed that Season 7 was very short, and a lot of unfinished content that we'd seen, that the Dave Filoni and crew had released before, was not present in the season. And one of those was the Kashyyyk arc, which was going to be a 4-episode arc in Season 8 that would follow the Bad Batch on Kashyyyk. The clip from that arc that was released is playing in the background now, and essentially, we don't know too much about the arc. We know that a Trandoshan was going to be the main villain, and we know that Chewbacca, Tarful, and Yoda, and I guess Commander Gree, and maybe Luminara were going to play a massive role in this story arc, and it would be about the beginning of the Separatist invasion on Kashyyyk. And we know that Tarful would have gone to the trees to ask permission to burn the forest to go into battle against the Separatists to beat them. And it was going to be a very spiritual arc and a very interesting one for Yoda. And it would have shown us how Yoda had his good relations with the Wookiees that he mentions in Revenge of the Sith. And the Bad Batch were going to play a role in that arc. And we don't know the extent of that role, though. And that's the topic of this video. Will this arc appear in the Bad Batch TV show? As much as I'd like it to, I'm going to tell you the answer is no. And I've got several reasons for that. I think the first reason, and the most obvious reason, is we don't see any of it in the trailer. There is no Kashyyyk in the Bad Batch sizzle reel. Now, that sizzle reel was short, and it was released in December. So this month, or very beginning of April, first week of April, we're likely to get a brand new trailer. So I might be proven wrong. But there was no Kashyyyk in that trailer, which is a shame. And when I saw that, I was very disheartened. There's only one scene in the entire trailer where I thought that could be Kashyyyk, and it's where Wrecker is climbing out of a Rathtar pit or Sarlacc. It looks like a Sarlacc-Rathtar hybrid. It's a bit weird. But there's no Kashyyyk in the trailer, which really does tell me that this arc is not going to be in the show. Secondly, when you go back and listen at the Star Wars Clone Wars Celebration panel 2015 at Anaheim, Filoni and Pablo Hidalgo talk in depth about this arc and, what it means to George Lucas. And it was such an interesting arc to listen to, and going back and listening to it for this video, it really sounds like that the Bad Batch weren't going to play a huge role in the arc. And it sounded like they may have been only in 2 episodes or 3 episodes of the arc. It doesn't sound like they were the main focus. Yoda and the Wookiees were the main focus of the arc. And I think that's why it won't be in the show. You can't have the opening episodes for the Bad Batch not really feature the Bad Batch, if you know what I mean. Of course, they could adapt the arc and change bits around, which I'd love them to, but I don't think it's likely. I just think that this arc is just not going to be in the show, which is such an unfortunate thing, because it was going to show a divide between Echo and Rex. Echo has more aggressive strategies that Rex doesn't like, that he picked up from his time in prison, and and there's a big falling out between Rex and Echo, and obviously that doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't sound like it happens anyway. Echo departs Rex at the end of Season 7, and they're friends, so there's definitely no indication that Rex fell out with Echo, especially in the Siege of Mandalore. But Echo's not even brought up, so it doesn't really matter. But I honestly would love to see this arc in the show. The Kashyyyk arc and Kashyyyk in general is one of my favourite Star Wars planets, and to see Chewie and Tarful, and just to get more of the Wookiee culture would be very interesting. But like I said, from behind the scenes information, from what Filoni has said, from the trailer, I'm just going to say it's not going to be in the show. It's not. I think the opening of the show will be on this snowy planet, and that will be the only separatist republic battle we see in the entire show. I think it'll open there, and then they'll go straight to Camino, and that's where they'll find out about Order 66 and everything. But I don't have much high hopes for the Kashyyyk arc appearing in the show, which is a real shame, as is many of these Clone Wars arcs which have just been forgotten. I don't know why they felt the need to rush Season 7 and just go straight into the Bad Batch. Like, do a natural progression, you know? Don't just say, oh, we're doing one season of Clone Wars, straight into the Bad Batch. Oh, it's like, why do you have to rush things? We have been campaigning for years for Clone Wars to come back, and we only get one season, and a third of that season is pretty terrible. Like, come on, that wasn't really fair. But, you know, I'm super excited for the Bad Batch, though. I think any continuation of Clone Wars and Clone Wars animation and the scale of Clone Wars will just be perfect. That's what I wanted. You know, I love Rebels, but Rebels just isn't on the same scale. So no matter what, I'm super excited for the Bad Batch. I can't wait to spend more time with these characters, to get to know these characters a lot more. But unfortunately, the Kashyyyk arc will not be in the Bad Batch. I'm not going to confirm that, and I hope I'm proven wrong. But from all the evidence I've gathered, no, the Kashyyyk arc won't be in the Bad Batch. So lastly, I want to thank you all for watching, and if you like this video, like it and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later!